Hi, today I'm going to be moving over one warp in on that shield. So we will be handling the braiding again, because when you're working with shapes in the naaxiin technique, you need to attend to those braids every move, every time you're making an interlock join. So that's what we'll be doing. I'll be doing the braiding, and then we'll move in one warp into that shape. So the black will move into the shape, and the blue will narrow. And so we prepared for that move yesterday by moving all of the braid tails and catching them on the blue side. So today we're going to do those braids, and we're going to move over a warp. And when we're doing those braids, the black will again catch the black, white, and copper, and the blue will again, on the blue side, will catch the blue, white, or blue, black, and white. So I'll demonstrate that. And so we're narrowing that shape of the copper shield today. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to these episodes, then I welcome you to go back. I have two playlists. One is for this copper shield instruction, and the other goes back further to explaining weaving, talking about history of the Northwest Coast. I also narrate stories that had been collected in 1901 down here with a ethnologist, John Reed Swanton. So I welcome you to go back into that playlist. But if you're only concerned about learning the naaxiin techniques through this exercise of the copper shield shape, then you could go to just that playlist. So I'm Evelyn Vanderhoop. I'm sharing the very rare technique of naaxiin weaving. There aren't that many people who weave this. I'd also like to say that anybody can go into these YouTube videos, but I really want to carry this art forward in this form, because I don't know when we're going to do workshops in classroom situations after the pandemic. So this really is something that has always fired me up about this art, is that it needs to continue. So if you're Haida, Tlingit, or Tsimshian, then you're doing a traditional art. If you're a non-native person who's interested in the intricacy of naaxiin weaving, then I'm welcoming you to learn this. But as my sister says, don't enter into the market that would affect our Indigenous people with their Indigenous art. So have fun, and but be respectful. Thank you, and I'll demonstrate right now. So right now I'm running pretty low on this weaver here. I can twine a few twines, but when it gets that short, it is hard to keep a consistent tension. So it's really important that you drop these before they get too tiny and your hands get all squishied. So I'm going to... So it's as simple as that. The warps that these two fall alongside of are these two warps. And so with your new weft, just wrap around the back of those two warps and then just start weaving. So that is the simple way of adding a weft when you run low on the one that you were weaving. Okay, I don't want to weave all the way there, but you can see that all of the tails in the previous row were collected on the blue side. So right now I'm going to take these braids and I'm going to do the switch with them. And that basic switch is the top one goes to the left of the middle and to the right of the bottom and then just drops. And here are 6 white yarns for these braids, and I need to make sure that I pick up the correct one. Now I make that easy by giving them a little slip knot. So top, left, right, and drop. Now I know that between these 2 whites are the 3 filaments of the copper. So I collect those, find them and collect those. And the top one, top, left, right, and drop. And there's the third of the 3, top, left, right. And now the black. Top, left, right. And then the 3 strands. Top, left, right. There we go. We've done all of the braids and I have the tails here. Now I'm going to move into the blue shield in 1 warp with the black. So I'm always approaching my joins from the left. So I pick up these the blue, which are on my left, and I weave to where I'm going to do a join. Now I know I want to move 1 in. Okay, so here was where the last blue warp happened. So I want to turn right there, right on the left of that braid. And I see I have 2 to scoop up into a twine there. So I'm going to take and I'm going to get the blue, the black, and one of those whites. And I'm going to collect that in the last twine of the blue. Then I'm going to do a half twist. It goes over the back one and drops. And then that back one gets thrown over my loom bar. Now I'm going to pick up the black and weave 1 beyond where it had turned the last time. So I'm going to collect that warp, and with that warp I'm going to include the copper, the white, and the black braid tail, and I'm going to take and also include that blue weaver. So do a naaxiin turn, go behind 2 in this case to break the pair above, and weave towards the right. Now I'm going to check to see if I did it right after I complete this join. So I'm going back here and I'm going to pick up that blue weft and I'm going to bring it to the back, and in this case behind one to break that pair above. And then that completes the join. So that is how I've handled the braids. So let's check to see how it looks from the back. So you can see how the black goes over one warp and narrows that blue field. Here I've done one side and I'm ready to do that second side, but let's check what I did on this side. So it's very obvious that it's gone over one warp from where it was joining. Now it's joined one warp over. So that is what we're doing. And then if we want to see how it looks, we'll bring down the 3-strand and see that this is going to start being coming in just as the ones above. So that is what we do with those braids that help smooth the changes in direction of these designs and shapes. You very much use those braids to help you make those shapes smooth and make the as you're creating the diagonals, the circles, the U-forms, the ovoids, what you do with those braids is important. So I hope that that concept has become clear to you, and I hope to see you again the next time. How